junior year was it was a work. It was work because I was like, I'm so close. I was so close all year, and then I didn't really get it until conference freaking tournament. But I was so close all year, and that's why I think junior year was so hard for me. Only having one home run when I was just standing and swinging. And it also took a lot of me going by myself. I have some people that I've played with that it's really hard to get it in our head. Like, we have to pretty much grind it out. We have to be in there every day by ourselves or with another teammate. Like, we can't just get it all done in practice. And I used to be the kid who used to just go to select practice for 2 hours, really wouldn't hit extra, and I'd be good. But this swing taught me, like, I had to grind it out. I had to be different. I had to train different. I had to change my whole pretty much training style to be successful with this.
I knew I had a lot of information that was new to me, and I knew that I needed to make some changes because season was coming quick. So I did a lot more self-toss and stuff like that, and a lot more PVC pipe field drills. So what that is like the stuff I was doing in the weight room, really just trying to get more body awareness so I would understand what I needed to do in order to make all my moves in the right timing. So I did a lot of that, a lot of isolation work, which I really helped me quite a bit because making that muscle memory before going into games really helped out. And then lastly, just working on some of my mobility because I wasn't where I needed to be on that. As far as like my hip and stuff, so worked on that over break.
I talked a little bit about before, but getting in front of the mirror is something that I think is really, really helpful, especially for someone like me. I'm a big visual learner. I learn much better from examples rather than you telling me what to do. And so that's kind of a good thing with Carlton because he really does, he likes to send the GIFs and post the videos and that kind of stuff. So that was really helpful for me because I'm a big visual learner. You could be like, hey, you got to tilt your hips this way and you can't do this. And dude, what? Like, just show me, So knowing how you learn and knowing what works for you was an advantage I had because I knew it's just in class, in softball, big visual learner. So I think we kind of clicked in that aspect, and it was kind of like a no BS kind of thing. It was, come in, here's what we're going to do. Here's what I want from you. And that's kind of what I needed. Because like I said before, I had a lot of coaches being like, well, you can be really good and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool, how? Cool, how? And I finally got that how, and I was like, cool, give it to me straight. How do I do it? This is how I'm going to do it. Cool. So that was the biggest thing for me. I think we clicked really well in that aspect.
Yeah, so the end of my freshman year, I felt really average in how it ended. Wasn't really satisfied with it. So we talked about at the end of the year how much better of a hitter I was when my chest was behind the ball and my heels stayed down. So that was a really, really big focus for me throughout the summertime because that was ultimately going to help me be able to hit change-ups in different pitch locations because that was a really big issue for me is I couldn't hit pitches that were slower and I couldn't track the ball as well as I wanted to. So keeping my chest behind the ball would allow for me to see the pitch timing variability and also see pitch location so that I could hit better. So a lot of isolation work on the top half, and I sent a lot of videos to Coach Salters and asked a lot of questions, so I was able to come back in the fall, a little more prepared than I was my freshman fall. So, a lot of stuff with just my hands, a lot of stuff focusing on the bottom half, so it all synced up together.
Once I figured out how my body works, we have lab stuff, and Salters gives us a lot of data in the lab, and we have a weight room coach who works with Salters, and we do feel exercises, which is all on his Twitter and stuff. That's actually how I figured out how flexible I was, what I can do, what I can't do. There's actually my swing for a low outside pitch, my pelvic bend is like this, which I told him, I was like, what's wrong with me? And he's like, you just have a little more mobility. But I just really had to learn myself.